What's up, everybody? How you doing? Just a quick update. Remember that video I covered from that preacher who's confused over the word atheism? Well, I contacted him off of Facebook, and I tried to get him to do a Streamlabs debate with me. Basically, he's afraid to. He's a little scared. Just as I told you in the video, he'd be scared. So here we have it. For this, I'm like, yeah, let's do a video, blah blah blah. You know, we'll do a little debate. He's like, you know, typical stuff. I go, just make an open-ended discussion. You know, focus on what a God is and how no one exists. You know, whatever. Just email me. You know, he's like, I think discussing God's existence is rather tedious. It's rather tedious. Let's do a different voice for him. The existence of God is self-evident. Self-evident. What? Why do they say this? It makes no sense. It means nothing. A better question is, who is God? Yeah, that's only a better question if we knew what a God was, and if it was a person, if you can use who. Who is what? We use who for like people. There are plenty of resources with all that information showing that Jesus Christ is in fact God. Yeah, no. The best you can do is show Jesus was a real person, but even doing that, you can have a whole lot of difficulty because nobody alive during Jesus' supposed lifetime ever wrote about him, apparently, because maybe he wasn't around to be written about. And I'm like, God's existence is not self-evident. It makes no sense. It doesn't work that way. You can't define what it is. Who is a God has no meaning if we don't know what it is and how we know it exists, right? Because anything we believe in, we have to know what it is we believe in, right? We just can't say something exists, like a God, and not define it. Because if we don't define it, if we don't know what it is, then all we're doing is we're saying we believe in an idea, right? You're not actually believing in a thing, right? In a real thing, because that thing needs a definition, right? We need to know what we're talking about. And I say, until you can show what a God is and how we know anything about it in the first place, and you have nothing to go on from here. Also, nobody's, like I just said, nobody's alive during Jesus' lifetime that we know about, that wrote about him. And you're afraid, you're scared? I go, you scared? He goes, God is like, here he goes, he's trying to define it here. This is his attempt at trying to define it. God is a spaceless, timeless, immaterial being. What do we got there, guys? Let's look at this real quickly here. God is spaceless. Okay, notice he's defining it by what he thinks it is not. Whenever you try to get a definition of something from someone, you want to know what it is. You don't want to know what it isn't, right? Because it could not be a billion things, but it can only be so many actual things. So you want to define by what it is, not by what it isn't. If we define something by what it isn't, we'll be here to the end of time trying to define it, because we can name all these things and it's not. But we got to know what it is. So he goes, it's spaceless. Okay, it's what isn't. It's not with space. What do we know about a being that's without space? We have no clue. It's timeless. What do we know about anything that lives without time? We don't. Immaterial. What kind of being do we know that's not material? None. Who? He used the word who. Is omniscient. Okay, what do we know? What beings do we know of that's omniscient? None. How can anything be omniscient? We don't know. So how can we think that this thing's omniscient? Omnipresent. What being do we know that's everywhere at once? And by that very definition, does that mean it's nowhere? Omnipotent. Yeah, no. What beings do we know are omnipotent? We don't. And it's a personal being. What is a personal being? What does that even mean? So nothing he gave here makes any sense. He says, he is the eternal uncaused cause. What being do we know that's eternal, and do we know anything that's uncaused? Because as far as we understand how the world works, everything, there's cause and effect, right? That's what we understand. Of course, we're going to try to think that everything has a cause, and maybe in some ways it does. Maybe the universe always existed just in some other form. We don't know. We understand everything had a cause, but we don't know what it's like for something to not have a cause. But yet he's going to say that this thing is uncaused, even though we don't know nothing about it. He is the eternal uncaused cause and the creator of the universe. Look how he capitalized the word creator. Like, why would you do that? It makes no sense. These Christians like to capitalize the word God and like to think that God is the actual proper noun of the name of their God. It makes no sense. Oh, and he also capitalized universe, which makes no sense. See, this whole paragraph right here tells us absolutely nothing about what a God is. We have no idea what it's made of, where it lives, how it does the things it does, how we know anything about it. He didn't tackle that at all. Nothing. And remember, they have to cover those things. Right? If they don't cover those things, they don't know what they're talking about. And then how can you even try to show that a God exists if we don't have a definition of what it is? And he says, there are plenty of answers out there that refute the points that you mentioned. Really? Well, you didn't give me any of them. I used to get into lengthy Oh, I'm not doing the voice. I'm so sorry, guys.
I used to get into lengthy discussions with atheists. But then came to a point where I realized that if someone wants the answers, they will go to great lengths to get them. If somebody does not want the answers, nothing that I say will convince them. I'm leaving the door.
How's that? Is that better, guys? And then I say, you just gave a lot of buzzwords that don't tell us anything. What does it mean for a being to be any of those things? And do we know of any beings that have any of those characteristics? No, we have to know what it is, not what it isn't. Where does it live? How does it do the things it does? How do we know any of that information? Because if you're going to talk about anything, that means that you have some sort of evidence to show that you have knowledge of that thing, right? If we're going to use a word that refers to something, we have to have a direct experience of that thing in order to be able to talk about it, right? Otherwise, where did the word come from? We made it up, right? Going around saying immaterial tells us nothing. What beings do we know of which are not material? Yet again, you're trying to tell us what it isn't, not what it is. Sorry, but you seem to really have no idea what a God is. Also, you haven't shown us how we know one exists. Because you got to pound this away. You know, you might see me saying these things repetitively, but you have to say that to these people. They have to understand that they can't escape having to answer these questions in order to show that they'll know what they're talking about. Yes, you probably got into a few arguments with atheists. They tore you up so much that you are just avoiding a good debate altogether now. You don't care about the truth. You only care about furthering the delusion, which is your imaginary friend, of what you refer to as a God. When asked about this God thing, you say it's obvious it exists. When it isn't, you also give word salad when trying to define it. What we are left with is an obvious lack of understanding from you about what you actually claim you believe in. I contend to you that you don't believe in this God thing. You simply believe in an idea of it, because you can't define it or show it exists. Yes, I want answers. I want you to answer and tell me what a God is and how we know one exists. My great lengths are to pry out of you, and it seems like I'm pulling teeth here. What does it feel like having an imaginary friend and not in any way being able to substantiate such a thing's existence? I wouldn't know. I'm a proper adult. And then he finishes with,
have a great day, mate.
As if we concluded our discussion when we didn't. And then I just threw in a little something like, I am having a great day. Are you going to schedule an online debate? You can make videos full of ignorance on the topic of atheism, but you can't put your knowledge to the test, because that's what a debate is, right? That's what an argument is. When you engage with someone else, you put your beliefs, what you think about is true about the world or whatever it is you believe in, to the test to see if the other person can pick it apart. But people like this, they don't care about the truth. They just care about furthering their delusion. So, just want to give you guys a little update. I made an attempt. He's too scared. He's called Line of Fire Ministries here on Facebook.
Line of Fire Ministries. Let's go check it out, okay? There he is. A YouTube channel that publishes short videos to encourage, inspire, and cha-cha-cha-cha.
All right, here's his email
And YouTube channel.
That's it. Oh, he's failed God again. Oh, look at you crying. Oh. So yeah, you know, I wouldn't mind doing some debates. I have Streamlab installed, and I'll do split screen and stuff like that. I have no problem with that. I don't think they want to come. They just want to make these lame videos. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed that little quick update. Have a great day. Peace.